So, do you remember Shaolin Showdown? That show about the globe-trotting heroes that used weird powers to solve problems of the week? Well, do you also remember Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue? The series made with the same art style and had Scooby-Doo use special Scooby snacks that gave him superpowers. You remember Jackie Chan Adventures? The show with a very specific character design and sense of style. Remember how the Batman came out like 2 years later with the exact same style? Which isn't bad, I really like both those shows. It's just that sometimes I notice a pattern where you have an original concept with a unique vision, followed up by an established property trying to emulate that first thing. In the case of ThunderCats Roar, I was getting less of a Teen Titans Go vibe and more of a OKKO feeling, which pleasantly surprised me. Okay, so right off the bat, I will tell you I didn't hate this show. The animation and staging really surpassed my expectations. Unlike the rule of thirds, straight-on middle view sitcom staging of Teen Titans Go, this plays with perspective. You got low angles, you got high angles, lots of interesting stuff. But if there's one thing that I like about Teen Titans Go is that I will say they don't skimp on the stylized backgrounds. This isn't bad, it's just kind of plain. It actually kind of reminded me of a DOS game.
What kind of planet did we end up on? There is literally nothing here. What's the point of being the coolest Thundercat if you don't even have any fans around?
The actual character designs are still a little hit or miss with me. Like Wily Cat and Tigra, they look bald. I just can't get over that. And their body types are just kind of lumpy. That primordial pouch, I guess. The two best designs, in my opinion, are Mum-Ra when he's depowered. He's got that long flowing cape and that cool hood, and his skull face is very, very expressive. And ironically, Snarf, he just looks adorable, and he doesn't talk in this one either. Every iteration of ThunderCats, Snarf always gets a glow up. He was annoying in the first one, he was harmless in the second one, and in this one he's actually like the cutest character.
You gotta snap out of it, Lion-O! Call the ThunderCats before...
Shut up, you fuck.
The plot is an abridged version of the original ThunderCats series, with Thunder exploding and the ThunderCats coming to Third Earth, and them being chased by the mutants, and discovering Mum-Ra and the robot Ewoks. And I kind of feel like they just wanted to get the plot out of the way as fast as they could, so they could focus on the comedy.
Lion-O, chosen by our ancestors to lead us through all hardships.
Hello? Yeah, I need someone to lead me through this hard ship.
But it does a fine job at establishing the arcs of the series. The ThunderCats want a new home. Lion-O wants to be a good leader, which was a huge theme in every iteration of the ThunderCats. And more interesting, Mum-Ra wants his powers back. I think if there's anything that's going to keep me interested from this point on, it's going to be evil shenanigans. I have a soft spot in my heart for Filmation's Ghostbusters, and most of that show is just the bad guys talking about hiccup cures.
And if you want to get rid of the hiccups, drink water!
No. Hold your breath and count to 10.
I've tried them all. The only thing that works is my amulet.
Like the one around your neck?
No, wonder I couldn't find it.
So yeah, ThunderCats Go is fine, I guess. It's clearly not my cup of tea. And frankly, I'm not sure whose cup of tea this is supposed to be. I mean, you can get away with fun, lighthearted iterations of things when they're popular enough. But the original ThunderCats is like 40 years old, and the 2011 version was so close to the original in the sense of that it was episodic and dramatic, and that barely got any airtime because the damn toys fell apart. I mean, I do know why this exists. It's easy to look at the timeline from Titans to Titans Go to this and, like, the current Ben 10 reboot. It's a trend, and I understand that. But I like some trends more than I like others, of course. And like I said at the start, these things tend to move from original concepts to studios greenlighting established properties and then sort of reverse engineering backwards. And this is not completely cynical. I mean, I'm sure studios want to pump new life into franchises that they own and have the rights to. But I'm also certain that the staff of these shows are fans, and they just would love to put their own twist on something they loved.
And what are you supposed to be? Some kind of kitty cat man?
That's right. Lion-O, Lord of the Kitty Cats. I mean ThunderCats.
So, ThunderCats Roar looks fine. It's really not for me in that it's clearly leaning towards more comedy. More so than OKKO, because that, even then, it was slapsticky, but it got dramatic and had a lot of good, like, solid action direction. You know what? If you're looking for something that's a good balance between of comedy and action with really strong movement and character design, I would actually recommend Mau Mau and the Warriors of Pure Heart Valley.
There. Why don't you take some time off and not be around me while you're like this?
But you know, if they ever do a Tiger Sharks joke, then the whole thing will be worth it.